Hey, I'm here with Drew and Stefan from Nameless Run Club. What's up, guys?
We're good, just had a long drive. I came from Boca today,
Wow.
all the way down to Miami.
Yeah.
Thanks for having us. We're excited to be here. Talk about Nameless and sneaker impact and hopefully a possible collaboration in the future. So
Yeah, I heard about you guys from Joao Alcolea.
Yeah, from Pushing for New. Yeah,
Pushing for New. Yeah,
he's a good friend of mine.
I said, Joao, do you have anyone you'd want to recommend for the podcast? And you said right away, you guys. And he gave me one other name too, and that person's coming on next week. So
yeah.
Awesome.
I like to follow up on leads, and then I started checking you guys out on Instagram, and I saw the amazing events you guys are doing in Fort Lauderdale and soon other places in South Florida. And what else did I want to say in the beginning? You guys helped move the couch in. So guys, check out
Nameless
the
Moving
couch.
Company.
Yeah, they're
From
nameless.
today on forward, if you see this couch here, that was Nameless Moving Company, right?
We have new feng shui in the house. We have two guests today, which is shaking it up. Drew has the Rode wireless mic on, so we tested it out before. He's on a separate audio channel than me and Stefan Finke.
Yep, that's how you pronounce
and
it.
Drew Tegui from Nameless, the founding partners. I checked you guys out on Instagram, and it just looks like a lot of fun and really high-end partners and beautiful experiences you're creating for people. Tell us more about like your journey, where it all started, and like where you're at. Catch us up a little bit.
Kind of
Take turns.
started with Drew for sure. I mean, you could start off.
When was it born? When was Nameless Run Club born?
So I graduated from school. I went to Johns Hopkins in Baltimore.
Okay.
I graduated in May. Came down here. I played college football. So, I tore my ACL. I had to retire senior year. I was very competitive. I was always very athletic. And honestly, I was terrible at running. And I was like, I want to take this year to get better at running. And we had a couple buddies that had some aligned values. We had some free time over the summer, and we saw, of course, Frankie doing an amazing job at Brickell Run Club, and we just saw a need for that in Fort Lauderdale. Also, our age group and demographic, I think there was a lot of need. A lot of people moving down, wanting to meet new people, necessarily not going out and drinking and spending a lot of money and all that stuff. And, we got a pretty good core group to come out and run. And to go off of what you were originally saying about the experiences, that's something that we've just always valued and prioritized.
I can tell.
So now it's
Yeah.
plunges, B12, discounts, free
Wellness.
acai bowls. But when it was us at the beach, it was free water and Gatorade. So
Okay,
Yeah.
so there was a humble beginning to it.
it was
Oh, yeah.
always something. It was always running
Always
something.
thought of something for
and
the
that's something
runners.
that we really
Yeah.
were able to capitalize on was run and something. And what we find that's different from our run clubs, from most other run clubs, is that we get a lot of first-time runners out. And that has that combination of social anxiety and physical anxiety that when they overcome it after the run, the social hour afterwards is amazing. And actually took us a couple of times to realize that you got to get through the run to get to the social part. Like a lot of people are so anxious before the run, and
Sure.
it's normal. Like we'll go to run clubs and we'll be anxious before. Like,
And then afterwards, you feel totally relaxed.
afterwards,
Exactly.
it's
The
this
endorphins
crazy dopamine
Yeah.
spike with the endorphins and everything.
And the
So
exercise goes quicker too. The running goes quicker.
running goes quicker.
Yeah.
We are so blessed to have Fort Lauderdale Beach as one of our venues. We hear from all the run
Yeah.
clubs, especially out west, like,
Yeah.
oh, man, if we only had the beach to run by and everything.
Why did you call it Nameless?
That's a great question. Can I take this
Stefan?
one actually?
Yeah.
So, we, like I said, we had a bunch of friends in a core group that had aligned values, and we were just kind of shooting ideas out, and we didn't have a name for the group chat. So it was actually called Nameless Group Chat.
Oh wow!
And we were trying to come up with names, and I just saw the name of the group chat. And I was like, man, I love
That fits
this.
it
And
perfect.
we were just talking about like what we could actually do with this. We had
Yeah.
just gotten approached by like our first sponsor. We're like, well, okay, this could be something more than just meeting up and running. And I was like, what we want to do differently, what we see a need for. The most important thing is to not have barriers. So that was the first thing we did was disassociate from the city. And so, yes, like we are rooted in the city and we care about the community. We want to keep growing it, but we can do that in every city. Why not?
Nice.
There's 7 days of the week. Why
Yeah,
does it
instead
have
of
to
like Lauderdale Lakes Run Club.
Exactly.
Which we love every community. Like I live in the Upper East Side, but I signed up for your event tomorrow.
Oh,
check
awesome.
it out.
There we go.
At the
Yeah, the
Wharf.
Wharf event.
The Wharf,
yeah,
yep.
in Fort Lauderdale.
You
That's
want to
awesome.
talk about that?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
you guys have a big event tomorrow, and do you do it every week, or is it a couple times a month? How do you? And
Yeah,
I
so
saw you have
with
a
the-
Sunday one too.
Yeah, so with the Wharf, that's it's bi-weekly, every other Thursday, pretty much.
Okay. Every 2
in Fort
Thursdays.
Lauderdale, and before that too, I actually want to like dig back into the topic how we started. We actually
Okay.
met through Run Club.
Okay.
Stefan and I met through.
Yeah, how did you guys meet?
Yeah, so again, he had his
Back it up.
his buddies. Yeah, back it up a little bit. And pretty much how me and Drew met was actually through Nameless Run Club. Funny story. He already had like the plan in the works. You know, he had a group chat called like Nameless Group Chat and stuff with him and his buddies getting started up. And you know, in the meantime, or at the same time, I was actually just going on beach runs with my friends. You know, like not trying to start a run club at all whatsoever. Actually, just you know, friends on a run. We would post on our Instagram stories like and stuff like that. Nothing too crazy. And a mutual friend of ours actually DM'd me. He was like, hey, like I see you doing beach runs. Like, can we pull up? And I was like, yeah, sure. That'd be great. More the merrier. And then from there, you know, I was talking to Drew, picking his brain about, you know, like the whole run club idea, asking him like administrative questions and stuff because that's the accountant in me. And, you know, he just like was answering these questions. He was just like, you know what, you sound like you know this a lot more than I do. And we would love to have you like a part of like the division really. And I was like, yeah, like I help out. And, you know, as the run club grew, so did my responsibilities and my my impact on it overall, and just the overall run club has been growing like crazy. So from just running with friends, it turned into, you know, a nationwide initiative. So that's how me and Drew met, and that's it.
Cool. All right, guys, we're back after a short break. So Drew, continue telling us about the
Yeah,
brands.
I don't know where we got cut off, but basically, like I was saying, we always prioritize the experience, right? And that's what we want to do moving forward. So at some point, we were meeting at the beach. We were paying for parking ticket. We were paying for parking, and basically everyone was going to markets or restaurants after to get food. And we were like, all right, how can we elevate this experience? And at that point, we got approached by these awesome venues with healthy food, healthy options, good vibes, good social media presence, great owners. So those three were Press and Grind, Quarter Deck, and Vail.
Okay.
And so we were basically moving around between those, which started our initial business plan of moving around and not being in the same place. So eventually we got offered by Vail to be exclusive with them, which opened up an opportunity to travel statewide. So they have
wow.
Boca, Delray, Brickell, Pinecrest, Tampa, Orlando, right? Places that we haven't even touched yet. So that was a green light for us to go ahead and try out this business plan. And what came with that was, you know, runners get free acai bowls after the run, like little sample bowls.
Okay.
They help us set up the plunge, 15% off the menu, and they were helping with content and basically everything to elevate the experience, which, as everyone knows, that's a domino effect of getting even more benefits for the runners and stuff. As we find more sponsors and as we bring more people, we can do more things. And that's kind of just something that we capitalize on, moving exclusive with them forwards, as well as them not obviously working with any other run clubs as well. So like we could keep our experience authentic.
Beautiful. How long? Yeah. You want to shut the door? How long has Nameless been in existence? How long have you guys been active?
Since like we formed the LLC, I would say since early October.
Okay, so this is all fairly new in the last year.
Yeah,
it's
Definitely
really
not
grown.
old.
Yeah.
No, that's great. I mean,
Definitely
but
not old.
I love your guys' media. I mean,
Thank you.
you're capturing really well what you guys are doing. I saw one in the last week where it was the cold plunge, and it just looked like a lot of fun. And I like the cold plunge, so I think that's really good that it's more than just a run, and you guys are making it really fun for people to connect with other people. And the anxiety goes away during the run and all the fun you have afterwards. So
Yeah.
We make going into a freezing tub of water enjoyable.
Yeah.
Seriously, like that's something that
how does that
people
get
take-
provided? Did you buy that, or does one of the partners provide that?
Yeah,
We
I mean,
bought
it. So that's iconic for your club then.
It's an investment, but
Yeah.
it's worth it. Like it's an experience that we want to give, and we were
Yeah.
talking a little bit about it off camera, but
Yeah.
like a lot of people approach me on the back end side, and they ask like, "How do you do this for free? Like, what you should be charging people?"
Sure.
But we don't. It's for the
So
community.
the run club is 100% free?
The runs that are consistent are free. So I mean,
All runs are free, yeah.
All runs are like. There's always an option to run free every
Yeah,
weekend.
I think the one that I signed up for tomorrow on Thursday at the
Yeah.
Wharf is free. Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Even I noticed I got it through SweatPal.
Yep.
Sweat House.
Yep.
I saw that through
one of
your
our
Instagram. I
sponsors.
didn't have it actually, and then I was asking my coworker about it because I'm kind of like a boomer. I'm not really, but I call myself one. I'm a little older, and I just we used to use Eventbrite and all these things, or it used to just be sign a waiver at the First Run Club. But that's great that the app. But by the way, I was looking at most of the things in the app they charge you for.
Yeah.
$40 to $60 or $50 for these group classes, and you guys are putting this stuff on for free, so that's a huge amount of value. But then you also have some experiences that are
We
ticketed.
also have some elevated experiences where we rent out a venue, we provide a meal with the experience.
Oh, okay.
We have full plunges, saunas, B12, NAD+, massages, yoga classes, cryo, live music, everything like that. And we're always experience above everything, of course. And so when we say that we're charging $25 to $30 for an event, our runners know it's going to be a top experience. They're going to get $200 to $300 of value out of the event.
At least.
Wow.
And we have
NAD Plus giveaways, and NAD Plus shot is $50 to $70.
Sure.
To get into the venue itself is more than our ticket.
So you guys have negotiated great value for the community.
100%.
Everybody wins. That's something that we...
The ticket events aren't $300.
No.
They could be.
Our first round of tickets for our...
You're proving the concept and people love it.
Our runners that are consistent are at all of our events. We'll open up a $19.99 ticket for the event, which we had 25 people secure on May 10th for our June 21st event.
Because you get guaranteed.
I didn't even. I'm
everything like that.
I'm like, listen, we're gonna do a ticketed event. Here's a $20 ticket. We're gonna figure everything else.
To elevate things
out.
Otherwise,
but
you can come as a general public.
If you want to lock it in right now at the lowest cost ever, bang, and we're providing dinner. We're providing dinner.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
On the $19 ticket.
Okay, is that for the nighttime ones then?
Yeah,
it's
for all of them.
Wait, is the one I'm going to in the morning?
No, that's a happy hour social run.
Mine's a happy hour.
But that's free.
The Sunday one is in the morning.
Yeah.
The Sunday one's in the morning, and this is summer solstice theme. It's the hottest day of the year.
Okay.
So we said, all right, let's do it at night. No one's doing it
this
at night.
Sunday?
Yeah, we had to pay to open the venue back up for the evening. But we timed it so that we have an exclusive spike ball tournament before the event where you can win up to $500 in prizes. Then the event starts with the breath work, the 5K, and then we have certified yoga instructors doing a sunset yoga, yoga inversion
It's a
workshop.
special event,
So as the sun's going down, we're gonna have a yoga Pilates class in the lawn. They have 4 plunges, a sauna, 2 red light. And then we'll be providing dinner. Sun goes down. We're gonna have the concert. We just bought the glow sticks and everything.
Wow. Yeah, that's this Sunday.
That's next Saturday. So
2 Saturdays.
Tickets are actually going pretty fast.
I'm gonna have to come to that one. That one sounds
100%.
incredible.
It's a great time.
You should.
Yeah, I'm hoping. So this Sunday, I think is the Sunday one in the morning always.
Yep. Sundays in the morning.
Okay, so Saturday, the following Saturday is at night, and that's your big.
It's our
event.
first time ever doing it at night.
What venue is that one at again?
It's at the Space Del Rey. So the Space is a recovery venue with multiple plunges, saunas, red light, breathwork classes, stuff like that. So a day past there is $40.
Oh wow!
And it's for an hour.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we are opening it up to the public.
It's like a wellness clinic
for like 3 hours.
3 hours for a fraction of that price.
The Space
plus dinner, plus wellness shots.
Yeah.
We have a bunch of really
I want to try like the soak where you go in the flotation tank.
The float.
But I also want to do I want to get one of those for my house potentially. But then I wouldn't want one with a top on it. I was thinking about it because that'd be kind of weird because I live by myself.
I would get so claustrophobic.
I get claustrophobic in there. I might like fall asleep meditating and then.
I think some of them have like the red light also.
They probably have ways to go, or if you keep it. But I go in the ocean a lot and as much as I can. And I went swimming with the Open Swimming Club last Sunday in Miami Beach.
Oh, that's cool.
It was my first time ever going. So I'm into trying new clubs right now and just going and driving a little bit like that. When I drove to South Beach, I live here near Sneaker Impact. You guys live in Boca, so shout out to these guys, right? Boca?
Yeah, I live in
Fort Lauderdale and Boca, and they drove down to Miami to this Little River studio, so shout out to them, and they're patient. We had a little snafu where my memory card it was maxed out, but there was nothing on it. It was like a ghost memory card, and these guys were patient while I reformatted it, and now we're in the second take of the podcast, but this is really cool. So you guys found a winning formula, and was this what you guys were doing before was organizing events, or like what do you do else in your life? Like this, tell us, what do you like to do when you're not hosting Nameless Run Club?
Planning more.
Yeah.
You guys are entrepreneurs. What else do you do to make ends meet? Do you have a side hustle besides this, or is this the main hustle?
Yeah, this is honestly like it's competing with my main income right now.
Yeah, it can be the main
So that's the goal. We want to go full time with this. It's a passion. It's our tagline, like no name, just passion. You know, again, the whole idea behind it is like bigger than a person. It's about the community.
Okay.
And yeah.
How do you have it? Do you have it structured all then set up then financially so it can be the pillars are in place? Like did you guys see? There was a recent interview I did with a guy from Michigan named Joe Robinson. He said the 4 pillars for a successful run club, and one of them is having the financial all set up. That was like number 3, and number 4 was competition. Number 2 was charity, I believe.
Healthy competition. There's
it was actually like the last one, and he said it's the least important in that like you want to have people breaking tape and being on the podium. Yeah. So he's a run club out of Detroit.
Physical competition.
Like competition, accolades. I don't know if you what you call it, but just sometimes you want to see your brand breaking the tape was what he said. But number 1 was, I believe, connecting. He said number 1 was connecting. At the end of the day, people just want to connect.
Yeah,
well, that's the community is all about a bunch of different people. It's about you. Another person's not like you. Another person's not like you. They're not like you. They're all coming together, and that's a community. And then you guys are helping them connect. That's pillar 1. And then pillar 2 is giving back. So I know you guys said you're giving back a lot too.
Yeah, I think the coolest testimonial I've gotten, at least recently, was somebody came up to me and he was like, I've been to all the run clubs, but I keep coming to Nameless because you say hi to me every time. So just because I go and I take the time in the beginning to basically welcome everyone, give them a little bit of background, which I do a similar thing when people follow. I reach out and give them some background information.
I don't know how.
So you guys try to
I actually
interact
message
with
every single person individually with their first name.
And you guys have been getting bigger groups, I've been seeing too. Like that can get hard when you have more than 30 or 50 people.
I also just wanted to go back. I was a computer science major, so I graduated with a computer science degree, and I'm doing like full stack software engineering as full time. So when I'm not doing software engineering, working on this,
pretty
and
much
haven't seen friends in a while.
You can do both, but they won't compete against each other.
Yeah, I mean, some stuff.
Wow, you have a background in computer engineering. That's really cool.
Yeah, so obviously was able to make our website.
Okay.
And
then Stefan, you have a big background in accounting, which is important too. You said, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Because you have to have like an MBA type aspect to like how are you going to make this successful?
Yeah.
Which is
But we're all hands on. Like we do a bunch. Like we do whatever is needed.
I like that it doesn't have a home in one place. It can move and be.
Yeah, like whenever like he has like something important to do that day or like a personal like thing, like I'll literally just take it on and vice versa. Wow. It's really easy.
That's a great partnership, and you have to pick your founder as well and make sure that you guys are on the same page, core values, all the vision is the same, and just
they say don't go into business with your friends, but we became friends through a business. So I don't know what
crazy.
The rules are there, but it's worked out great.
Well,
so.
I mean
that's probably what you shouldn't do. Like we were kind of strangers at that point.
Yeah, we were 100% strangers when we signed the LLC agreement together.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
It was like our third time hanging out.
So that's actually probably a good thing then, because then if you had ever had like fights before with each other, then like
we've actually like never really fought either.
So that this way you're more like friends, but you weren't like super deep in a friendship where there could be like liabilities.
Yeah. Now he's like my brother. Like it's crazy.
He gives me a lot of freedom for the front end stuff, and I give him a lot of freedom for the back end stuff. And
you have to do both. I mean, you have to pay your taxes, and 100% paperwork, and the LLC. I have an LLC. I know it's a lot of work, and an accountant is valuable. So if you can do the accounting, but that's awesome. So. Man, you guys have like I'm sure big dreams and big goals, and tell us more about the Run Club. Like, what does the run a show look like when people sign up or when they show up? Like, how is the run of show? How is like the events look?
Yeah, like from the beginning, honestly, we go through Sweat Pals, so URCP. When you show up, we have someone at the front on a table.
There's a table there?
Yeah, there's a table, so we check people in. So
we'll do it too sometimes.
Nice.
Just to say hi to everybody.
Of course, yeah.
Very cool.
We like to
not all the clubs
interchange everything.
Not everyone uses a check-in system like that. Sometimes it's just like low-key.
It also gives us an opportunity to send out pictures to everyone after the run.
Okay.
So I'll make sure to upload everything, edit it with our presets on Lightroom, and then I'll send everyone the pictures.
People love.
How do you get them the photos?
So we have the Sweat Pals.
Through Sweat Pals?
Email blast feature, which is really helpful.
Oh, so you collect the email and then they can get the photo.
Yeah, so they sign the waiver to be a part of the club.
Okay.
And then through their account, we have the contact information that we can use to reach out. Like send them upcoming
the app,
events.
they can see
Hey, we're coming back to the wharf next Thursday.
Nice.
People tell me all the time, like, I don't know if you have an event unless you blast us. So it's been super helpful to use that SMS email blast feature. Wow. And then we also get them the content and stuff. We've seen a lot of people.
Yeah, people love photos of themselves. They repost it. They love it so much.
That's awesome.
That's free advertising.
Yeah.
Your
photos are really good too. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And
there's some good.
I took most of
them.
them.
We'll splice in a couple. This is probably a good point. I'll splice in a video they give me right here, and we can talk over it. So when I splice something in, we can just talk. So lately, you guys have had videos of people jumping into the cold plunge. What else? How long are the runs, and where do the people go?
Honestly, I'll be giving instructions on a megaphone or a microphone, and I'll have a camera in the other hand. And then we'll send everyone over to start the run, and then I'll sprint somewhere, a hill sprint somewhere. We'll take pictures. We're gonna do everything until we can. Yeah. Because one, we know what we're looking for. Yeah. And we trust ourselves to do it. Yeah. But we've recently expanded to an incredible intern network that have been so helpful for us.
Mm-hmm.
So we've been able to delegate a lot of work, some newsletter and outreach stuff. Content generation and media, all that stuff, and design, everything that we're good at. But if we can put our time and effort into what we're really good at, which is coming up with ideas and executing them, it's just extremely valuable. So in the last 2 weeks, we've been blessed with a great network who they're learning from us. Obviously, we know a thing or two about starting a business. And hopefully we keep some of them down the road. That's the goal. Yeah. So.
And we only hired people that are very competent and have shown a track record on what they're interested in. And honestly, I learn from them sometimes, and it's awesome. Yeah. It's a great relationship, and it's very smooth the way it works.
So you guys have an organization now. I mean,
pretty much. Yeah.
You should see our Notion.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Business development and accounting and just marketing and everything.
Everything's planned out.
Do you have a website that people can go to regularly then?
Namelessrun.com.
Namelessrun.com.
I coded it.
Sweet.
Yeah.
You helped build it?
I coded the whole thing.
Oh, so it's like a custom website, animated and stuff?
I did it in React, and then I put it onto...
That's very cool that you were able to do that for your company. That's a nice feature. Hey, our founder wrote this website himself versus just a standard GoDaddy website.
I built and deployed it on Fly, which is a really cool third party, super easy. It's basically
I can appreciate that though, because one of the organizations I helped found called Miami Mushroom Fest, we had a custom website done that was animated by my friend who does IT work for the Associated Press, but he builds websites on the side, and he built a beautiful website. And he worked with us, on our vision, and so I can appreciate the process because I've been involved in about 5 to 10 big website builds for other companies. Even Sneaker Impact had a new website done last summer, and really tighten it up and what do you want the vision to be, and the colors and everything.
It goes a long way.
Functionality,
just that fine detail. You know,
it's simplicity. Cool for it to be broken down into the code because I have a lot of freedom of what we can do. And I just haven't had the time to
So do you have a media page or anything? Where's your media? Then can we put this episode embedded into the website?
Yeah, 100%. I can do whatever I want on the website. That's the whole. That's why we're.
Do you do a blog on it, or do you? I was just curious.
Literally love to if I had more time.
Yeah. Even if it's informal, just my lifestyle, what I'm doing on a day, helping run this company, helping both of you maybe could be taking turns.
It's obviously nameless, so it's not we're throwing ourselves out
are you guys
there.
the faces of it, or are you?
What we've realized
you're the two founders, so you're the face of the company.
Yeah, what we've realized of why it's harder to duplicate our infrastructure, and how it's also going to be a little bit of a struggle to expand fully and franchise is that we are the experience at some point. We are welcoming everyone. We are absolutely carrying the hype and the energy, and we put 30 to 40 hours a week into planning the 2 to 3 events we have every weekend. It's not, people think that we just show up and host.
Yeah, you can't do another job on the side.
Every single person that we work with has to be happy. They have to be happy.
You're right. Otherwise, it looks very sloppy.
Or it doesn't work.
Yeah.
We don't do sloppy.
We don't show up and I don't know, I'm here with the Nameless Run Club. No, it's I've gone to some events before where the staff at the place we're going has no idea that this run club is crashing this place,
Yeah, they're no name.
How does the free drink work?
I think that's why a lot of people ask why how do we do it for free? Why don't we ticket, right?
Yeah. But you do have the ticketed experiences, which is huge because then you can get the food that you really want versus a sample.
Yeah. But I also want to add too that the running aspect of the ticketed events are free. We've had people come to just run and then just go enjoy the rest of their day, whatever they're doing in that location.
Okay.
So
if you want to stay somewhere for the day, it into your value to get the ticketed.
Oh yeah,
so
for
you
sure.
can stay and relax.
It's like the running after party, you can call it, basically.
At the venue, with the food, with the recovery tools.
Where is that at? I'm just curious. That's at the Space in Delray.
Yeah, so we do it like once a month.
What is
much.
Vale? Can you just give us an
it's like a healthy kitchen. They've got
so they're a restaurant.
Protein bowls.
Bowls, okay, so they were big partners of yours.
Yeah.
Vale.
Essential.
Yeah, and then you get to pick your base, your protein toppings, things like that.
Okay.
So it's really easy.
Are they in Fort Lauderdale?
Yeah, they're in Fort Lauderdale. That's where we started.
They have multiple locations.
I'll get to check them out tomorrow when I come.
Yeah, they have a Miami location as well too. They're all over the place. That's how we were able to expand to Tampa, because they have a location there.
Sundays at Vale.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's a really healthy place to eat.
Yeah, exactly, and which is
For
part of our
health-conscious
personal
people.
brands as well. How we, live and eat and carry ourselves, and how we're training for our races and stuff like that is, of course, mostly what we eat. So it was easy for us to get behind a healthy venue like Vale.
That's awesome.
Who's been so supportive and helpful in our journey and our growth, for sure.
Do you guys have any running companies involved, or any aspects of running that you're adding in? Like, tell us a little bit about the run component of
Runna.
Oh yeah, we're actually we're gonna be racing our own half marathon with this company called Integrity Multisport. They host like different
I've heard of them.
They did the Key Biscayne half.
Yeah, they do triathlons too, but they're doing a Key West one. It's called the Southernmost Half Marathon on October 12th.
Okay.
And I reached out to them. They were really cool. And then now we're going to host the official shakeout on the day before for a big pickup. And then we're going to basically just elevate that experience too,
Nice.
Bring the cold plunge, all that and stuff, so people, can enjoy the day before the race.
Key West?
Key West.
Key what? Like,
wow. Yeah, I've gone
mile
Southernmost.
zero.
Yeah.
I mean, I've gone down there a fair amount of times. I love Key West. It's been about a year, but that's in what month? October?
Okay. So it won't be as hot.
Okay.
So right now,
cool. Southernmost half marathon.
Southernmost Half Marathon, code Nameless for a discount too, since we're associated now.
We don't make anything from it. But
We don't.
Yeah.
Not a single dollar.
We try.
If I can go down, I will. I have the Chicago Marathon that month. I'm signed up for. I think it's
nice.
in the early part of the month. I'm
Okay,
signed
cool.
up, and it's like October 8th or 7th. But if yours is later in the month, I love Key West personally. I've DJed down there, and then also I've done Ragnar Relay, where we've gone from Key Largo. Actually, we went from Key Biscayne to Key West for Ragnar twice, and then they stopped doing it in the 2010s.
That's a marathon?
It was a 210-mile
Like relay
for a team.
Wow.
You can have 6 people or 1, or you can have, I think, 12, 2 vans of 6. It's been a minute since I've done one, but I did one in Colorado that was epic, that ended at Aspen, and I did one in the Midwest from Madison, where I was born, to Chicago.
How's your experience running marathons in different altitudes?
I will say it's a lot harder, because I've trained in Guatemala, and I've done marathons in places like LA, where it's not very high altitude, but LA is a hard course. And then I've done Chicago, Boston, I've done a lot of the marathons. I've done over 50 marathons now, so I'm kind of a marathon snob. And I've been
You have all the medals?
I do. They're all getting accumulated with dust at home. Like, it's so crazy, because like you can't even. I have ones from 2008 and stuff that are like, really getting down there. But they've gone through several moves. But I cherish every experience. It's really about the experience.
It is.
Because like the medal you wear for one day, but the experience you remember. I remember many of these experiences in London and Berlin and other places in Miami. I've done many races down here, and it's cool that you guys. Are you guys? What other types of things are you thinking about creating over the next 6 months to a year? Because you're a really young organization right now. So like, and also like how many miles are you running on average?
Yeah. So to go back into the event experience really quickly, you check in. You're welcomed. People asking how your day is. If you need a hydration, energy drink, whatever it is, you tell them why they wear the wristbands is to get discounts for whatever venue we're at. Also, lets the other sponsors know you're part of the event, because it's also public. You could just sign up once you get there, even if you didn't intend to go for the event. From there, there's a little gap between arriving and then the run. So we make the announcements. We basically just yell on a mic, welcoming everybody. We say, "What's up, Nameless Run Club?" Introduce ourselves. We tell them warm-ups are about to happen. We warm up together, and then from there, we split up into different mileage groups, and we offer basically a walking group. We do 1 mile, 2 mile, 3 mile, and sometimes even 5, depending on where we are.
Sure.
Where if it's accessible. And the reason why we offer these different mileages, and we have a pace leader for each of them, by the way, of course.
Wow.
Yeah.
For even the walk groups?
Yeah, even the walkers.
That's
You have a walking
huge.
leader. Yeah,
Whoa.
because the biggest rebuttals I
That's
don't run.
the hardest thing I think to provide is for that many groups a pacer, because like
Yeah.
it's easy
It's the
enough for like
community.
the sub 8
Yeah.
minute group and like the sub 10, but then or the 10 to 15, but then
Yeah.
like they have walk groups.
Yeah.
That provides a lot of good structure, and people,
It's amazing.
Because some days I don't feel good enough to run because I run a lot, but some days I'm
that's the
sore
whole point.
and like
That's
I might want to walk
exactly.
5 miles, and the fact that you guys got a walk leader or 4
Yeah.
miles.
Sometimes they'll run back too.
can stay
they'll
together.
walk down and then run
Yeah.
back. That's actually something that I wanted
That's
to add.
cool.
That's
Yeah.
a little bit different about our experience. One,
Mm-hmm.
we host the warm up, and we're bringing.
You
the
two
hype.
do.
Yeah,
Mostly him though.
We're like a lot of run clubs
Just, like,
to just start
loosening,
running,
jumping
but
around.
Yeah, I actually lead them through like a college football warm up.
Oh, wow.
And like I'm making sure everyone's smiling, I'm cracking jokes, and like the vibes are high.
I just say high five everyone. Looking good today.
We take
Let's
like a
get
cool
the energy
video of
up.
everyone doing like a little warm up lap, but our routes are down and back.
Okay, so you
So
see each
if
other.
you ever want to turn around and head back, you can. Like if
Yeah.
let's say you signed up for the 5, you just want to do 3, you hit that 1.5 and you just come right back. And so, it's very relaxed. It's like more of a guide. Like a lot of people like, oh, like do I have to run the 3? No, you can run half a mile for all I care. The 3-mile route is a guide.
Mm-hmm.
If you walk down the first mile in the walk group and you decide, hey, let me try jogging back.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah.
The main reason why we have the walk group is to be inclusive, but the whole experience is to encourage and to
Yeah.
get people out of their comfort zone.
Cool.
So a lot of times people will start with the 1, and in 2
I like
months,
that there's a walk because sometimes
Those
there's
3
pressure
months.
on you and you don't feel like
Exactly,
running that
yeah.
day. And I'm like a really serious runner.
Yeah.
Like I used to have run clubs and we didn't have all the apps back then.
Yeah.
I'm like super dating myself, but we didn't have the Sweat Pal apps. And we just had to get the word out with Facebook, you know what I mean? This is
Yeah, exactly.
It was all just Facebook,
Facebook
back
groups.
then. And in Eventbrite. Now Facebook is bare. I don't know. People, they say like you have to be over 40 or 50 to be on Facebook. I don't know. That's what they say. And like all the groups now are on, and they've all got, they're all providing great experiences at the end of the day. My run club is more about like hard track workouts.
Yeah.
That's the one I hosted, and I did it for 10 plus years. But we struggled to get 20 plus people on average, 20 or 30, because it was such a serious, hard
Yeah.
come to the track. And like there wasn't really an option for, I mean, you could walk a workout and you could do a walk and we had walkers once in a while, but to really structure it where you have an option for a 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 mile walk, and there's a person in charge of that group, so it's not like they'd be by themselves. You have so many options for people where it's not about, you get much more people that way, which I've interviewed about 4 or 5 run club leaders now in the last 2 months, and it's all the same formula of be inclusive, offer something for everyone, create an amazing experience and a lot of value, and don't make it about the competition, which is what I was saying the 4th pillar is like the accolades, or like, oh my God, we have an Olympic trials candidate, or this person's going to Boston and like they're in a different category. It's like everyone's in the same category.
Yeah.
And to be honest, no one really cares about your PR that much, or your
that's true.
races. It all matters just to you more than anyone.
Yeah.
And it does matter to some runners, and some runners are very focused on wanting to get a long run in, and they just But I think what you guys are creating is a fun community and of friends, and it just sounds fun. So I'm excited to go experience my first one tomorrow night with you guys. And
It's gonna be a
how many
blast.
people come on average, and what is it?
that one should be 200 at least.
200.
Yeah.
Oh my God! I was gonna guess, is it more
We
than
have
50?
200 RSVPs
people
right now. So
Yeah.
Wow, and I've never been to the wharf, but I've heard lots about it. So I've seen a lot of
Oh, it's
photos.
very
of it.
nice.
I've been to the one I think in Miami, but I don't go out to
doesn't
Fort
exist
Lauderdale
anymore.
much.
Yeah. It's the same
Yeah.
exact style though.
I've been to the one in Miami before it got destroyed. What did they change it to something
Yeah.
else?
it's a
Frank used to
new
take the
new
one.
project.
It was on
Yeah,
the
I think it's called The Dream. It's by Driftwood Capital. I just know it because of accounting.
But it's a beautiful
It's
outdoor
fun.
venue, and it can help 200 people.
Yeah.
So you guys take it over. Do you guys have jerseys yet, or shirts, or what do you
We
got?
got some shirts.
Yeah.
We'll get him one. We'll get him a shirt.
Yeah, right? Well, I actually have one in the car.
Do you have one on right now? or
No,
is
not
it-
right now. I was gonna wear it, but
And you're,
Athletic
you're
one.
Marino. Show him the back.
Yeah.
of your shirt.
yeah,
He's,
fans,
yeah. It's our
this guy
exclusive merch
lifted
right there.
one of these chairs out here, Drew, by himself, and then he could have just. I mean,
Yeah,
I
literally.
can tell you used to be a college football player. 'cause
Yeah,
you got
like,
a
I really don't
a
have-
new runner.
He's just spinning the couch on his finger.
Yeah, exactly. He's picking up this couch is making me and Stefan look like shrimps over here because
I mean, yeah, I
he
mean,
could pick up the couch and spin it on his finger. Like, that's
I really don't have like the runner body, honestly. But
Yeah.
and that was another thing that I was
Yeah.
gonna say was
Maybe you wouldn't-
people aren't PRing or sprinting, but it's honestly the best way to train. Obviously,
it's
The
a great.
zone
You get the
twos.
runner's high.
The
Plus,
zone
it's
two,
great to
zone
take care of your
three.
body by doing
Yeah.
cardio. And then the attitude is everything. You guys, I can tell, you guys have a winning attitude. Let's
Yeah.
just be honest.
Oh,
I'm a
thank
little dorky, but you guys are guys have winning attitudes, and attitude is everything, they say.
Yeah, it's 100% true.
Attitude is, and when you're hosting people, it's so true. Because you can't ever be in a bad mood or
no, never. That's exactly what we tell our team too.
Yeah,
like it's very, very true.
The experience starts with them when they get to the front. And it's actually something I met the Raw Dog guys at Gymshark. Shout out Noah and them. That was like I was picking their brains for like probably 5 minutes each, whatever I could get. And that was at the point where we were just starting too. So we were at that point venerating that run club. And everything that they were doing seemed to align with our mission.
Yeah.
So you looked at other
obviously
clubs for
obviously our own take
inspiration.
on it.
Yeah, for sure.
But
what was the name of that group?
Raw Dog Run Club.
Okay.
But they really emphasized that nothing else is important besides the experience that you provide, and it starts with you. And they're like, ditch the phone, ditch whatever. Like, be in the front, high five everybody, smile on your face. Like, when people come, it's the best experience that they have, and when they leave, they can't wait to come back.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, because too many, even of the races now, everyone's got the phones out. When I heard you guys say ditch the phones, that's a huge, like, little nugget of truth. Like, you just got to ditch your phones. Like, we have them connected to our face, like, 19 hours of the day.
Yeah.
Like, so it's, like, just, yeah.
I think that's why all these people, like, want connection even more in person is because, like, they're just, like, scrolling through social media all day, you know? It just... You know,
well, some places now, like comedy places, they put your phone in a sleeve.
Oh yeah.
Lock it up because they don't
going to
want
Austin
you
in 2 weeks.
That actually could be. The Mothership does that.
Oh, I love We love
Kill Tony.
Kill Tony. Yeah.
Yeah, I went. Well, you know, we're a apolitical podcast, but I love Kill Tony myself. I've watched many an episode, but I got to go to the Mothership twice for Sneaker
That's awesome.
Impact.
How is it in person?
Incredible. I got to see Joe Rogan, and actually we saw Tony Hinchcliffe even do a Bottom of the Barrel. So those guys with Brian Simpson were doing Bottom of the Barrel.
Okay.
I don't know if you've heard of that
show.
No,
I haven't.
It's in, I think, the Little Boy, which is a smaller room, and then there's the other room, which is bigger. I forget the name of it. It's named after the nuclear bombs that were dropped. Little Boy.
Big Boy or something?
Yeah, I forget the other
Big
one.
Brother, yeah.
And but basically, they have this show called Bottom of the Barrel where you just write something on a piece of paper, 3 ideas, or 2 at least, and then they pull your name. They pull it out at some point. They reach their hand in the barrel, and I don't know if they get everyone because there's about 50 to 80 people in the room. But it was amazing. I saw about 10 to 20 comedians, and they lock your phone up there. So I've been there twice, and so back to sorry for the side tangent. I think locking up the phones is an incredible idea in this day and age, and then you guys have the team that gets the beautiful stuff. Although you don't want to control people and their habits either. If someone wants to be on their phone and they want to make a cool reel, so be it.
Yeah.
But I think just having the structure in place, you guys have the mentality of connect with people.
Yeah.
There's a DJ I really like who says, like, don't record the moment, enjoy it. And like, this never happened as his music label. So
we actually have a really cool idea. I don't know if you want to go into the details, but it's
very the high level details.
It's you got it.
Obviously,
you heard it here first on Sneaker Impact News. Go
exactly.
Ahead, so obviously our motto has been like no name, just passion, right? So we are all about throwing stuff at the wall and seeing what works. It's a trial by error approach that probably wouldn't work for a lot of other people, but it's been really successful for us, mainly because we put a lot of time and effort into it and we have a great community backing us. So we were thinking about doing
Wait, really quick. When does this come out?
It could come out this week. So
this week, I guess we're just gonna have to launch it.
I can hold it till next week.
July.
The longest I can hold it will be till like mid next week, like 1 week from now. But it could come out this week.
I mean, we are.
Let's do it.
We're definitely talking about getting into like the run and rave type of thing.
Okay.
Like but a little
EDM and music. And dancing. Like that's a great idea. Though.
Like elevate the experience. Basically, keep people together after the run. Right. That's what we're always trying to problem solve. We meet weekly. We go over like the stuff that happened the weekend before. Like, oh man, everyone left after the run. Like,
I would nominate a late morning or a mid morning like disco party.
Yeah.
Or some type of music party.
We've done it before, and it was a great time.
And just have it be like sober, of course, because like with the Run Club, it aligns with it. Unless you want to do alcohol, but a lot of them now, like there's one called Daybreaker in Miami. It's been going on for a long time, and they are a sober dance party on Saturday mornings.
That's cool.
But they don't do a run; they just do yoga.
Yeah,
so
I mean, even really like cool at the wharf when we promote drinks, like I don't drink, he doesn't drink, so
some runners like to drink, you know.
Yeah,
it's a social run. Drinking at 8 a.m. on a Saturday.
We push the narrative that
because I'm Will after the run, but
we're really like we emphasize hey, like you don't have to drink after this. It's just a nice venue that we like to meet at.
Yeah.
They have good food.
There's
Also, there's
mocktails,
coconut
great
water. Yeah,
food,
there's
all that
mocktail.
stuff.
Now everything's about the mocktail nowadays.
Yeah,
I was
it's
in
just the
Georgia.
experience. It's just elevating the experience.
Yeah.
But I just want to finish my
Go ahead.
thought. So we're gonna call it no connection, just connections. So basically, find a way, and I don't want to get too into it because I have a couple ideas that we're still talking about, but find a way to limit phone use and maximize.
Okay.
You
So
have
I
a
was
week.
going down the right vein.
You have
with
a
this.
week to think about it.
Maximize, you know, real life connections and that.
Yeah, and it's not going to be like necessarily where you kick them out. Because at a club in Miami, you know, they used to, for certain shows, for that artist I told you about, Lane 8, if you did bring out your phone and start recording, the bouncers would remove you.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
I think they gave you one warning, and then they would actually carry you out. And I saw
Yeah.
it. So it actually enforced it because he got thousands of people at his shows, you know, and he's a very
Yeah.
big DJ. So there's some DJs who don't want you, and there's some comedians and some clubs. And I think that's a really cool. So I'm glad that I wasn't just going on about this random side view of mine.
It
because
all
I'm
comes
glad
back.
that you
Yeah.
guys have been thinking about the same thing.
No connection, just connections.
No connection.
You'll see it.
just
It's going to
Check
be
it
great.
out.
Very cool. I think that's important because, you know, when you go out to eat with people, sometimes they say, oh, everyone put their phone in the center. Because
Yeah.
otherwise you have the person, it's called fubbing. And I looked it up one time.
That's the term for
Yeah,
it?
so I looked it up at my office when I used to work at a place in Miami Beach, I think. But I was like, what is it called? Because I knew it was a social faux pas, but it's called PHUBBING, fubbing. It means
Okay.
ignoring someone. So fubbing meant, what is it?
You're there,
With
but
the
you're
phone.
not there.
So the phone is a PH.
Yeah.
And then, fubbing means that you're not paying attention to them, but you're just paying attention to your phone, but you're in the same room as them.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's actually an epidemic.
I'm guilty of it.
Yeah.
I can't
I think
eat
that's
without
why-
YouTube sometimes.
I think that's why we picked up yoga recently, which obviously is different for like guys. Like a lot of guys, maybe they'll do yoga, but they won't post about it. Like we're pretty adamant about how
Yeah.
important that can be, like
That's
to your
very cool.
lifestyle between stretching, meditation, and just unplugging.
Awareness.
And that
Yeah.
those three like pillars or those three elements of yoga have been super beneficial for
Yeah.
me at least.
It's crazy.
There's hidden strength in flexibility, of
Yeah.
course. But it's also an hour that I put down my phone. Like we live on our phones. Like if
Yeah.
I have free time, I'm reaching out to people. Hey, like I'm the
Yeah.
founder of Nameless Run. Come check us out. Like
Nice.
on demand.
So when is
you know
the
what I'm saying?
yoga classes built into this calendar sometimes? Is it at every meetup?
Oh, we
or
just
is
do it like in our personal
We're
lives.
talking
Yeah.
about
Okay.
our personal
Do you
lives.
offer
but
it at
we do. We
Nameless?
offer like tease classes
Yeah.
basically
Okay.
because there has to be some form of line between.
Like, is it
our
after
free
the
events.
run or?
It's
Yeah.
after a run. We actually did a meditation
Yeah.
and stretch yoga class before one of the runs.
Okay.
With Carrie. Shout out Carrie. She's awesome. She teaches in my building on Monday nights, so I go.
Yeah.
It's part of like the experience of living at my residency. But we're like I've been saying, it's all about the experience, and our infrastructure is run and something and something. That's what's been super successful for us. It's obviously a little more work for us to put together, like just meet and run. You know, anybody could do
Would be
that.
very simple.
But just not the Nameless way to do that.
Yeah.
And, you know, eventually, you know, every city has a Nameless Run event to look forward to over the weekend.
It's a great name to put anywhere in the U.S.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you could have one in L.A., easy, New
Yeah.
York, all over the place.
It's like Nameless Runs and
Nameless
then
Chicago, yeah.
City. Yeah,
Nameless
Runs
Runs,
Chicago.
Tampa,
Yeah.
Nameless
I'm
Runs,
from the Midwest.
Orlando, whatever.
But yeah, every city.
but
That's very cool. So you can grow it out from that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
in leadership roles.
yeah.
Yeah. So
And I like
Everything's
that the
more
Run
fun with
Club is
friends.
more just in like the name, but it's actually not what it is about. It's way more than a run club. It could be the society.
We were talking
like
about
the no name,
Yeah.
the
dropping-
nameless society. You know, no
Yeah.
name.
We were
you know,
talking
or a
about
group,
dropping.
just like, you know, it's a social club, but it's. I
Yeah.
like the Run Club part. It attracts, you know,
yeah.
because if you
It's a
have a
little
run,
intimidating for some people.
yeah, it could be. It could
For
turn off
sure.
some people, but it also attracts. The Run Club scene is exploding in the last
Yeah.
5 years.
Yeah.
Ever since 2020, pretty
Yeah.
much. It
Yeah.
was exploding in the 2010s, but then it took off like no other in 2020. I think
Yeah.
it's because people love just connecting in the
Yeah,
community.
and all these big brands are expanding on like their running
Marketing
lines
is
like
huge.
crazy, insane.
I'd
Yeah,
also
there's so
say,
many
like,
brands now that want to get involved too,
Yeah.
that will pay money to get activated.
Yeah,
And like
like-
Frankie showed that with Brickle. There was like an article he posted on LinkedIn that was like, more than ever, brands now are willing to pay to be in a budget for a run club.
But what's
Yeah.
special is that
Yeah.
we invest in these brands that work with us. We don't just say, hey, like set
Just
up
quid
and
pro quo, give us
Yeah.
money and
no,
we'll feature you.
we don't do that. I think that's
No.
why we've been so successful with our
So how does
sponsors
it
recently.
work then that you work with them long term?
Yeah, I
You
mean,
help
like
build programming
I'm-
for them, but I mean, you guys obviously have to get paid by them for
Yeah.
bringing in
Yeah.
people.
we just make sure that they get the most out of their experience of working with us.
Okay.
Like not to go too in
You
detail
don't need to
about
go into
it.
detail about the payment, no, but I mean,
Not about the payment, but
Just
just
like-
our structure that we offer them. It's
Yeah.
it's more than just being a part of our events. It's like, I'm sorry,
you have
it is
to-
being very integrated into
Yeah.
our
Okay.
events, and into our page.
that
into our
takes a lot of
experience.
trust from
Yeah.
the brand.
Of
yeah,
course it
versus
does.
just
And
like,
It takes a
we
lot.
love our sponsors,
Yeah.
and they make everything happen. And I think our real selling point is that we are going to work personally to make sure that they see the ROI from the experience. But also, there's no better benefit to having a positive experience associated with your product. So when somebody comes to our event and they're associating these sponsors' product placements, obviously they're paying for product placement as well. There's nothing more valuable
Yeah.
than that.
Like, for example, like Jim Molly too. Like they were the very first like sponsor we've ever had. It's an energy drink,
Okay.
like a pre-workout. They invested in us when we were like 30 people run club. We were
200
again
followers on
that's
Instagram.
amazing.
200 followers on
So they've
Instagram.
been with you since the early days, so you're
Early days, yeah.
want to take care of them too.
Exactly. So like they trusted us with their product, and then
Content.
now they have like a bunch of people that are in our run club. They're like their ambassadors now and things like that. So the network stretched bigger than us, and it was a great partnership. And we would definitely, we're not working with them currently at the moment, but like I still drink Jim Molly, and like it's delicious. And then hopefully we could work again in the future. And just examples like that, especially just like giving value too, and like showing them what we're capable of. Then that's how we earn the trust really too. And then also, our resumes on Instagram and our other like social media platforms as well, so they could see what we could do online as well. And
And it's just a successful event after successful
Yeah.
event. Like knock on wood, it's just been
yeah.
With large groups.
Yeah. It
when
doesn't
you
even
are
matter the
bringing
size of the
100
group.
plus people.
But you need someone
consistently-
like for the check-in, and then do you need a videographer? You have a videographer at every.
I mean, we
Sometimes.
were doing all of it.
You're doing the
sometimes,
video
We
on
were
top
doing-
of the shower.
We
Yeah.
were doing all of it until we
Wow.
were able to expand to this intern network 3 weeks
And
ago.
the check-in process.
Yeah, that was
200
like I was always in
people,
the
that's
front.
a huge logistical process.
Yeah, I'm
So
really
if
good
the
at
venue isn't
wristbanding right
like,
now.
Oh my God, we have to provide the staff for your group. Like,
Yeah.
They don't want to have to feel that they have to provide the check-in staff.
Yeah.
No, yeah, we do everything ourselves, so like
Wow.
we
You
make the
provide
brand's lives
wristbands
easier.
now, that keeps things organized. Oh, they're with a special group.
It makes
Yeah.
everyone else's lives easier, and
Yeah,
it's just
the
part of the
staff there knows
experience.
they're with their run club.
Like
Yeah.
the run club starts when you get your wristband. That's all part of the experience.
Yeah.
And I would just say like one of the coolest testimonials that we've gotten some really cool ones from runners. Like
Yeah.
seriously, that almost keep us going. We're keeping us going. We weren't bringing anything in.
Yeah, before we monetize.
Yeah, before we monetized,
Just
we
their
got some
support through
incre-
love was like keeping you going.
just
or
their
something?
perspective on how we were benefiting their
Oh, okay.
lives.
Yeah,
how
tell
we
us.
Yeah,
brought them
tell us.
friends and everything like that. Like we created friend groups, we created relationships. Like
It's insane
we are
to
known
see.
as the run club that hangs out outside of run club. Like that's
Oh.
what a lot of people say.
Yeah.
That was one of the coolest testimonials that I've gotten. And then also from a sponsor just said that the community was so cool. They were so willing to try the product. People were posting on their stories without even them asking them to.
Wow.
Just being very reciprocating the product, and like just being willing to try it out, and it's just a good representation of our community.
yeah.
and
They
what they're
trust
all
us
about.
that deeply, and then
Yeah.
when we even launched our ticketed events too, like once a month, like they trusted us, and they all talked about how great it was, and that's why they keep coming back too. And it's just like we built so much of a reputation to that you could trust us no matter what we do, and that's basically our branding. And what's really hard to replicate I can't talk. Replicate.
There you go.
I got it. Don't worry. You guys know what I meant.
I started the stuttering. That's
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's just honestly execution. Like it's honestly not that complicated of a business plan, but it's just execution and honestly showing up every
And the
week, every
passion you
day.
guys have.
And the trust goes both ways.
Yeah.
It's the sponsors trust us with making sure that the experience is good, and the runners trust us that if we bring someone to the experience, it's going to be good. So it's a two-way trust, and it just makes everything work.
And you guys are growing your team now, because I can imagine with just 2 people,
Yep.
sometimes you might.
Well,
not
actually,
feel good.
3. We
We're-
actually have a partner in
we have
Tampa
a
too.
partner in
She's
Tampa.
the best.
Yes, shout out Ella Caggiano.
Ella, yeah.
She's a
That's
Gymshark athlete, so she's a little bit older than we are. She has a lot of experience. growing a business, growing a page, and basically started as like a friend / consultant, and then invested so much time in us without asking for anything in return.
Yeah. And she's in the Tampa area?
And she's in the Tampa area.
Perfect.
And eventually it became a founding partner role.
Oh, wow.
But it was hours out of her week.
No, you need help. Yeah,
invested
I mean,
in something that was
if you're going to
obviously
take it on a bigger
negative.
scale, you have to eventually hire people in for some of these roles.
She's leading like most of the marketing strategy, and then also with a larger following gets approached by a bunch of really cool opportunities that we've capitalized on since partnering with her, for sure.
Wow. So this has changed your life in the last year or so, I would say.
In a big way. It's insane. Like
we don't even really go out
have all
like
these
that.
friends now.
Like we are going out is to run club. Like
wow.
we hang out with these people.
And they
people
want to hang out with
linger
you outside the run club.
They don't leave.
Where's the next party?
The event will end at 12, and we'll be like cleaning up. We scrub the plunge. We do everything.
Oh, wow.
We
like,
put all the
everything
seats
away,
back.
put all the seats back. Make sure that the venue is cleaner than we found it. People are still talking. They're hanging out. It's like 3-4 p.m. Like,
it's funny. It's so funny.
Yeah, they don't want to leave. It's such a good, positive experience.
Very cool.
And I know we keep talking about it, but that's the root of why it works.
Yeah.
And eventually, with more people joining your team, you guys will mechanize it so that it's just whoever is the host that day, because you guys can't always be there, but you will be at most of it.
The whole thing that we have to sit down.
I know, that's what I challenged with as a run club leader myself, was always being there. It's a struggle sometimes.
Yeah. It's like 3 days a week now, so.
What we have to structure is scalability. That's the most
Scalability,
important thing
you can't be in Tampa and Miami at the same time. So.
Yeah.
Not alive.
Yeah. Maybe. But no, it's really cool to see. I mean, that you guys, all these new run clubs that are not focused necessarily on being the fastest one at the next race, but they're more focused on just creating a community.
Yeah.
I was never even familiar. I don't even think I've been to a run club before I started a run club.
Great.
Yeah, same.
I can't say
you
that.
You naturally built a great one.
I
didn't go to all
heard
the
about
iconic ones of South Florida.
Frankie and Brickell, and I had some friends that went to it. But it just seemed like, they were just running together, which I know now it's more.
Yeah.
They have programming.
Of course.
Yeah.
But to me, it almost felt like we were starting something, and we kind of did. If you see, like, more and more events are like fitness and then wellness. I really think that we were part of that foundation of like fitness followed by wellness events, wellness socials.
Yeah.
We brought the run to a wellness event. We started hosting 5K and wellness socials. Like, so I do think that we had some, foundation in some of these.
Creating a luxury experience.
Of course. Now it's almost like we can sit down and almost start something new. Like we're doing a brand new event in North Miami called at Platinum Paddle. So it's going to be a happy hour social run and paddle. So we're going to have food trucks, paddle, run.
What is paddle? Is it paddle board?
It's like pickleball.
Oh, okay. So I'm totally wrong.
But
it's like off pickleball, but the wall's live.
PADEL. I saw it on I saw it on Instagram. Yeah.
So that's the up and coming thing right now.
Thing. Yeah. We played it in Austin or Atlanta a couple of weeks ago. My coworker and I went to a conference. It was my first time. I saw people playing pickleball. I didn't play.
That's cool. What conference was that?
It was called Run Summit. So
that's
eventually, there's one called TRE that you guys could go to eventually. It's called the Running Event. This year it's in San Antonio. It was normally in Austin every year.
Wow.
And it's like, we call it the Super Bowl for the industry, for the business side of the industry. And there are a couple of run clubs there, but more than anything, like influencers do go, but more than anything, it's all the companies.
Yeah.
So Sneaker Impact's gone the last 4 years, and I've gone 3 times to Austin. This year it's in San Antonio. It's in December, first week of December. It's called The Running Event.
Yeah, we got to check it out.
That's one that you guys might want to go to, is like media. If you're thinking of like also networking too, you will see some influencers and insiders there. Yeah. You'll also see every design rep. Like I met the design team for the ASICS Nova Blast and Super Blast, but like the Nike design teams, they're like Nike and Brooks and all these companies bring in a lot of their employees because it's more to meet with the stores. But I did notice influencers and run clubbers walking around. It's a ticketed event. It's not open to the public. It's a conference.
It's an expo.
It's an expo. It's actually a giant expo and a giant expo hall, and then they have some side conferences available.
Run Summit sponsors love the expo.
Yeah, it was
insane.
Yeah.
We're still looking for a shoe sponsor, so
that's what I was wondering. Is if any like brands have reached out to you guys?
They've reached out to us, but we have a
probably.
precedent where we're looking for more of a long-term monetary partnership where we can grow and be scalable, like I talked about, and like it is a community event, but it's also a business, and we provide a lot of value. And we're not even asking for anything crazy, but we want we don't want to be like throwing a bunch of stuff at our runners. We want to find partners that want to work with us for a long period of time.
Very quality too,
and
because
be our funnel.
Yeah.
Hey, what shoe do you recommend?
The best
Boom.
too, not some cheap.
No,
Exactly,
like they're not
yeah.
going to work with multiple, just like trying to pull a buck or just an elevated experience.
Some nutrition company that isn't really the best. You want to be with the best in all categories.
What healthy soda do you recommend? Boom. What vitality drink do you recommend? Boom. Water, and like whatever it is, it's going to be one from each niche that we want to grow with.
Yeah.
And we're just waiting for the right ones, because we put in so much time, and the most important thing besides what we've talked about, experience and scalability too, is reputation. Without reputation, we can't do everything that we're doing. Like I just said, brand new event next Thursday at a paddle court place in a new city with a new group. It's only possible because we have, that infrastructure of trust and, like Stefan was saying, resume basically publicized. And
it's very true.
I can confidently say that I can go to another city and pull at least 50 people on the first time.
Wow.
Possibly 100. Our goal is 100 minimum.
Does social media help a lot, or is it also just like past attendees?
Crucial. Social media.
And it's a lot of word of mouth though. Like when I especially like
people are sharing it.
Exactly. Yeah. And then
another.
Do you guys have like a group for anyone who's gone, or is there like a big group, like a big Discord or like WhatsApp
so
group?
That's actually funny. So
has it gotten out of control?
This is actually something that we should talk about.
Some growing pains.
We have some growing pains. Yeah. So Instagram provides a really cool feature called a broadcast channel, which you hit a certain amount of followers, and then you can do this almost like instant message
like
reach
a news system
kind of thing without the congestion of like people.
I saw it recently. I joined a couple and I got a little alert.
So but
happy
like
hump day.
It's pretty controlled. Like it's one person sending updates. So we didn't have the luxury to do that. So every single time I would message a follower, I'd say, "Thank you for reaching out. This is Drew. Thank you. Thank you for following. Here's what we got coming up." If they engaged in that message, I would say, "Hey, do you want to join our group chat?" And I would manually add them to a group chat.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so it got to a point where we have 9 with 250 people in each one now.
Well, on Instagram.
9 different group chats.
I've manually built 9.
Why do you need
chats.
9 though? Did you just keep
we have 2,000 people in our group chat.
Oh, because you can only have 200.
You can only have 250.
Yeah, they
in each
max
one.
it out.
So every time I go to send,
oh my god, that's madness. I've never
message.
heard 9 different group chats. That's you gotta see. You
We're
gotta
just
make
adding.
But then I guess you can just share it across all 9, but the same message. But they can't interact exactly.
Gotta do what you gotta do.
They're allowed to.
Like, you can't just
how
sit
would they
there.
interact from one chat to another? Is there any way besides?
Like sometimes
Instagram?
people will accidentally send like reels in the chat or like.
Oh, and they'll get shared from one.
And then 250 people get notified about like maybe an inappropriate reel or something.
Yeah, that's the thing about big groups.
As soon as I see like blah 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 sent into Nameless Run 7, I'm like, please unsend.
Someone's got to be a moderator.
And there's a difference between deleting and unsending, and some people don't know that. I'm like, the red button that says unsend. Please hit it.
Okay.
Because then it's stuck there forever.
Yeah.
They press delete.
But we do now have a WhatsApp chat with like 500 people. Our Sweat Pals SMS blast can reach up to 3,000 because we've hosted 3,000 unique people.
Very cool.
Obviously, that's limited, but it's a great benefit to being on their success team, which they recently brought us onto. So that's an exclusive partnership with that ticketing platform as well.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would imagine that's pretty important to have your members be able to chat outside of the club, in an organized way.
We don't want them interfering with our announcements.
No, of course not. But I just maybe they can chat mainly at the events, but there could be a Reddit page eventually for Nameless Run Club.
Oh, that's a good idea.
We have a Discord.
If it had to be like underground and it wasn't sanctioned by you guys, like we're the unofficial fan club of the Nameless Run Club.
Right.
We've had some copycats pop up.
Yeah.
But.
No, but I mean, I guess otherwise Discord is where I've seen it, for certain groups I'm in. I'm trying to think of how else you can organize that big of a group.
We have a newsletter.
But 3,000 through your app is good.
Yeah.
And that app is it sounds like it's
We've
pretty
hosted
powerful.
a total of 10,000 people with 3,000 different people.
Oh wow! So like the RSVPs can say something in there, like I'm excited to go, or is anyone driving from,
Oh my gosh,
we used to be able to do stuff like that. It just didn't really make sense for us.
It's too confusing.
It's just anything.
Too much clutter.
Anything that people have to do that's extra could interfere with our reach.
Can they see who's coming, or do you have an
Yeah,
RSVP?
they can
Yeah,
see who's
everyone
coming.
can see who's coming. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen a couple other registration systems, so I'm just curious if it shows how many RSVPs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really cool. And you can swipe through the For You page on that app and see if there's
Okay.
any other fitness events that you want to go to. So,
Yeah.
not a paid advertisement, but cool app.
Yeah,
But that's what we use
in the
them, yeah.
beginning. It asked what you want to do, right? I put
Yeah,
running,
And
I
we
found-
put filters on our runs like cold plunge, run, social, Gen Z, whatever. Now, obviously, we're
Yep.
fully inclusive, but it's just
That's awesome.
an extra feature that we can add.
Yeah,
We've
that'd
actually
be
seen a
awesome.
pretty big shift from our demographic being 18 to 24 was like 50%, where now 25 to 35 is actually our 50%.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which is really cool. Is we've seen it shift into
So you
like,
do get a lot of like younger runners from like 18 to 25 as well, and then you get
Yeah.
a good chunk from 25 to 35.
It's like 25% 18 to 25,
25%.
60%
That's great.
25 to 45. 60% chunk is
Wow,
like
Yeah.
it's still a very young club because I think a lot of the stores, I go to some of the store run clubs,
Yeah.
and there's sometimes more like people in their 30s, 40s, and 50s.
Yeah.
which
60s.
sponsors either love or they
Yeah.
hate or they're up to trying something new, and we tell them
Sounds like you have a diverse group, though. I'm sure you
Yeah.
get.
Oh,
people that-
100%. Yeah.
I might be in the older section.
No, there's
in my
plenty.
mid 40s.
Yeah.
So yeah.
well,
I'm sure
it's
there's-
important for the community to be like people that are
Yeah.
residents. Also,
Yeah.
I feel
Yeah.
like most 18 to 24-year-olds may not be locally.
Well, I
residential.
would love the one that has the B12 and the NAD because I love NAD.
That's our.
I've had that done. I've had injections done in Bogota and places like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Ozone and PRP, and that's a
Yeah.
little higher end stuff. But I've had B12 and all these different things. You know?
Yeah.
That's
Sometimes
more
we
expensive
offer-
than the ticket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's is it an IV or is it a?
There is an IV option
There's
for
an
like
IV option,
50% off, but I
Mhm.
don't think anyone's secured that yet. But yeah, like we're
NAD
talking
is
about
very yeah.
summer solstice, sunset social, June 21st, 6 to 9
Yeah.
p.m. We got spike ball tournament, 5K, sunset yoga, healthy veil dinner, little sundown concert. The venue has 4 plunges, sauna, 2 red light, breath
Is this the one in Delray?
That's the one in
Yeah.
Delray. So that's June 21st.
That's
I
on a
think
Saturday.
It's on a Saturday.
June
I think
21st.
40% of the tickets are gone already. So
Oh.
yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna have to look up that one.
Yeah, and you can bundle 3 tickets for 10% off.
Yeah, better with friends, baby.
Okay, I'm gonna
Better
try to
with
go up with a
friends.
couple friends. Yeah, Delray's a little bit of a road trip, but I like it. I
It's
like
worth
Delray
it.
a lot.
I love
Yeah.
Delray.
I like
I love
Delray. It's a
Delray.
very peaceful community. It's known as a very chill place to go.
I love
Yeah,
it.
I love
there's
living
a lot
up
of
there.
wellness places
Brook
up
area too.
Yeah,
And
I'm
then-
up for the hike.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know.
And to answer your question previously too, we had there's this one girl I know that she's awesome, and she comes from like Homestead sometimes to our Delray
Whoa.
events.
So you get some people to drive. Yeah, I
Yeah.
know where Homestead is. I've gone out there quite a few times.
It's far.
It's an hour from right here, and we're near downtown. It's about an hour from here to Delray.
Yeah.
Because Fort Lauderdale is about 40 minutes.
It's just getting out of Miami.
40
It's a
yeah,
nightmare.
depends if there's good traffic or not.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
depends on if there's
You
an
hit
accident.
the Ives Dairy or whatever traffic every
On
time.
95, yeah.
Every time.
So you guys have committed people, and I love what you said that you've had people there that have like found like best friends or like
Yes,
Best
like a
lovers
huge friend
or,
group.
you know,
Oh my gosh, it's
yeah.
insane.
You've had some awesome
Yeah.
origin stories.
And they've been equally integral in us growing as well. So
Yeah.
because they're consistent.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll be there.
Yeah.
We used to say like, at least if no one showed up, we would run.
Yeah.
That used
Yeah.
to be our thing.
You at least get a workout
But
in.
you know, now we know.
Do you
that-
guys still get a run in though? Like if you're managing it, because you probably don't.
After.
Just the behind.
Sometimes
the scenes,
after, like
you
if
do it
like
after.
if I need to be a pace leader, then yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so
the
what
most important
Stefan
thing
was
is
starting to talk
managing,
about the Key West Half Marathon. We're also partnering with Runna, which is I don't know if you've heard of Runna.
Is that an app
the
for
AI
training?
training.
I've heard of
Yeah.
it. Runna. RUNNA.
Yep.
So we're
I've
both
heard.
using it right now. It's been incredible. It's really cool. It like talks to you while you run, like faster, slower.
Do you have to have your phone with you?
You could just use a watch.
Maybe you can use a watch. I don't have a watch.
I use
so
Garmin. but
yeah.
I have like
I'm
a Whoop.
curious.
But
I need
I'm
to
sure
switch
you
to
can connect
Garmin.
it.
I have an Apple right now, but yeah, you could definitely just use a watch.
But otherwise,
Yeah.
on your Apple, I'm sure you can load it on there.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it has me running
I've
6
heard
days a week, with
That's
my
a
off
good-
day on Friday.
Yeah.
So my off day used to be Saturday, but we did our long runs on Thursdays and all that stuff that we set up our plan to be synced.
Mm-hmm.
So most of the times after Saturday run club, we're already up early, blowing
Yeah.
up the plunge, making sure everything's good, moving all the furniture. We're running 5 miles after
Yeah.
for our
Wow.
easy run at 95 degrees on a Saturday.
Whoa,
so.
at like noon.
Yeah.
After everything is taken
But
down.
Got to get
Wow.
it in. So feel great after. Make sure that nobody drains the plunge until I run and I get to.
Yeah.
Yeah, we drain
Dive
I'm
ourselves.
in.
excited to try the plunge. I tried one once and it was a tough experience. It was in Miami Beach at Normandy Isles. I've done multiple in my life. I think the last one I did, it was in last year. And the lifeguards at the Normandy Isle pools, They have like a storage container, like, you know, the blue ones or whatever.
They just put some ice in there?
They put a lot of ice in there. And they get in there and they
You're like trying to move your foot through the ice.
They try to pride themselves on how tough they can be. And like
Yeah.
they're in there for over 5 minutes. I couldn't even make it a minute.
It's not even.
I started hyperventilating because I wasn't ready for it. Like, I wasn't ready for how cold it was going to be.
Yeah.
And I went right in and I got right out within,
You can actually
like 10
induce
seconds.
a heart attack.
Yeah, I wasn't prepared for it. And then the second time I went in for like 30, but I was like,
Yeah.
and I don't know, because I think I've gone into other ones in my life. Like, I've obviously seen a lot of podcasts, and I'm a podcaster, and I'm a big Joe Rogan fan, so I know about cold plunges. Yeah, Andrew Huberman. And the Huberman wives now, there's a whole thing. It's so funny.
Yeah.
They have a shirt. I don't know. I think that some people do it like less intense, and these lifeguards, like, they pride themselves on, like, it was like pure ice. It might have been a little water, but no, I'm excited to try it because I saw people getting in and it was like 10 at once.
Yeah.
It was like 12 even. It was
So,
like, everyone
that's what I was
stepped in at
gonna
once.
say.
It was it looked so cool.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you're in there with 12 people. And then you have multiple
Well,
ones.
they
so
all
you have,
hose
like-
off before.
But you must have a bunch if you're getting 200 plus people. You said you have a couple now.
No, we only have one. We're thinking
You
about
said
grabbing
the
another
space in Delray.
one. They have 4 plunge like tubs, like
okay.
Yeah.
the non-portable ones that are like
The ones that are the cubes.
circulating, all that stuff. But that's actually what I was going to say was it's a lot more fun to go in with a lot of people, but if somebody moves, it gets colder, and then it's just like domino effect of the water.
It's probably easier to get in with more people.
It's more fun.
More fun,
But
too.
if people are like moving the water around, the recirculating of the ice actually drops the temperature, so it feels a little bit colder.
Yeah.
So maybe someone is like, "Oh, I can't do it," and they get out and they start splashing the water, and then
Do you
everybody
need to
else
keep
is-
replenishing ice for all the people? Or
Yeah.
how does
I
it
mean,
work?
we
That's gotta be
order a
full-time
certain
job.
amount of ice, and it lasts pretty much the
Okay.
whole time because people
Yeah.
don't see ice, and they're like,
How long do you stay in for in general?
3 minutes.
That's it.
I don't think
about.
there's any added benefit after
Okay.
3 minutes.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So
You
3
get-
minutes of just being tough, and then the next group goes.
You get the inflammation reduction,
Yeah.
you get the metabolism spike, you get the dopamine, and then about at that 1.5 to 2.5 minutes, you get that like protein, the super protein shock release. That's like incredibly metabolic, and after that, it's mostly just like burning your skin. So getting in and getting out a couple times, 3 minutes.
Yeah.
A lot of people will do sauna in between or something like.
Yeah.
That's definitely cool, but all the research that I've done, I don't see any benefit past 3 minutes.
Okay, that's really important. I
Yeah.
like that you presented that.
And it's
'cause
also more.
there is burning that happens. I had a couple Achilles surgeries in the last year, so I had to ice my foot a lot, and I noticed I was burning the skin by keeping the ice packs on
Yeah.
too long. And I was using pure ice, and I was sticking it into buckets of ice, and I was like, this isn't right, because I did read online you can burn your skin
yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
from contact.
And like I was saying
So
before,
3
you
minutes,
can
guys.
actually give yourself a heart attack from
Whoa.
water too cold
Yeah, sure.
because it's an insane adrenaline spike.
Yeah.
Wow.
And like the neuroepinephrine boost and all the dopamine spike and all that
I've
stuff.
swam in
but-
cold lakes, so I
Yeah.
understand the principle. It's just
Yeah.
really good. You feel refreshed when you get out of there.
Oh, yeah. So
It's
yeah,
great for
on a good note
It's
too.
hours of elevated dopamine.
Hours,
Literally, yeah.
Hours.
which is a feel-good chemical. Like
It's
dopamine.
also a motivation chemical.
Motivation.
It's
Yeah.
a motivation hormone
Wow.
that will keep you, basically contradicts like cortisol. So
Okay.
keep you
stress.
locked in and get a
So
lot
your
done.
Saturday is just going to be super happy
Yeah.
after that because
Yeah.
you're going to feel really good.
And it's a dopamine spike without a crash.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a lot of
Yeah.
these
Like
supplemental synthetic
Sure.
dopamine spikes that people search for and chase after, you know, it's a very detrimental crash after
Yeah.
the spike. So, and then obviously that's where the addiction comes in and stuff like that.
Yeah, like amphetamines.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's one that's addicting but healthy.
Well, I'm definitely going to try out the cold plunge. I've
Yeah.
always wanted. I think that's great.
Well, you'll
after
have to
a
come
run.
to the Delray one because
Okay, it's not tomorrow night.
Brickell says no to plunges.
And the Fort Lauderdale, they
and
don't have it
we
either.
don't do plunges at the happy hour runs.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
so you don't always bring the inflatable.
Yeah.
The happy hour run benefit is the first 100
Sundays.
people to show up get a free drink ticket.
Okay.
And then it's
Yeah.
BOGO martinis, that could also be mocktails, and then we'll have a chiropractor after the run giving
Okay.
free adjustments.
Cool.
So that's run and free drink and chiro.
I'm looking to just socialize more. I've been kind of a shut-in for
Yeah.
the last year, so it'll
Yeah.
get me out of. We've done a couple of events, Sneaker Impact Test. Speaking of which, we were with Hollywood Run Club a week or two ago, and you guys said you're from Hollywood, and we've done stuff in the last. We're doing something with Joe Wow's group
Yeah.
for 6/14, which is a Saturday at the Pushing for
Pushing
New.
for
For new. And Jasmine's going to lead that. I'll be there too. But we would love to do something with Nameless if we could do a Sneaker Impact related event at some point. Be one of the people that can just help educate and be part of the event. I want to take you guys on a tour right now. I know it's almost 4:30 here.
Let's do it.
We can wrap it up, but I want to show these guys the grinding system before they turn it all off. But it was really awesome to meet the two managing founding partners of Nameless Run Club, and it's just so cool to discover things in South Florida and anywhere you live that brings people together, because oftentimes we get like a little sad or depressed because you know,
life is hard.
It's hard. I was listening to an audiobook called The Let Them Theory, and adult friendships are a little harder to make than when you're in school, because when you're in school you're all on the same track. So like in high school and college, you're all on the same track at the same point in life. When you're an adult, you have to be outgoing, and proximity matters, which is what you guys are all about. You're providing something in Fort Lauderdale for people, or Delray, or Fort Lauderdale, Tampa. Right. But the proximity is where you're going to pull people from. And then the third one is just sometimes going first. When you're at a social event, I read really good advice to go first and introduce yourself right away. Yeah. You actually get social points for going first, I guess. It's not about keeping points either, but you do get, there's a psychological, like,
someone's keeping score
etiquette of going on, of just like, that person gets extra points in my mind. It could just be in your mind just because they introduce themselves to me. Because when you're in a setting, it's important, I think, to be outgoing and to introduce yourself. Because otherwise people are all shy. I'm very shy at some events. I can be like a wallflower. Music event,
fly on the wall.
And I need a drink or two to feel relaxed. No, but at a run club I don't. You know, that's a nice thing.
Yeah. It's easy to just pull out your phone.
Or I'll talk to people after the run, but I will talk to them beforehand too. Just get to know a couple people, learn a couple names. Yeah. And you meet people organically throughout the event. With 200 people, I'm assuming you're going to meet a lot of people. Yeah. I go to some run clubs that are 30 people, and I meet plenty of people. All of a sudden, I got 10 new friends.
And even for us too, like one of like the people I lift with the most, his name's Malik. Like he's just like, he inspires me in different ways too. Like just different people like I've met through Run Club. Like even this morning, like our resident DJ at Run Club, I ran with him this morning. He was wearing like a 30-pound ruck. Mad the DJ, by the way.
Nice.
Shout out Matt.
Does he DJ some of the events?
He does.
Yeah, he does. He DJs like at bigger clubs too.
It's like November he's been with us.
Yeah.
Wow. Helping out.
Very cool.
Yeah, and then he's helping out with other opportunities too that are out the box, and we'll announce soon, and we're super excited for that. And it's really cool.
Yeah, I'm excited to go to your events, and I think I have a couple of, I think you guys already have a bunch of great ideas, and I just think my quick little idea, we can talk more off the channel when we're walking, but I think it'd be really cool to do something on an island someday, or to like do something on the beach where it's like more of like a camping experience.
Experience, that would be dope. Yeah, I'm open to anything. Like
Ginny Springs, Nameless Run Club edition. That's a little far away, but
we like to go anywhere, to be honest.
Yeah, it's an awesome spring system. You could have an awesome run back there, and you can soak in the cold springs. Those are cold springs there.
Cold springs are really cool.
Oh, dude, that'd be a crazy experience.
You could go to Wiki Wachi River over by Tampa.
Yeah.
For your Tampa one.
That's what
Have you heard of Wiki Wachi?
That's the one that somebody
told me about. I went kayaking there. It's so beautiful. Yeah, and you can soak in it. There's manatees. It's gorgeous. So you guys can, and I think going to an island down here, we can talk about it if you ever need help. I know some DJs that do that, and it's successful. Yeah. The hardest part is providing the transportation. Otherwise, people have to paddle over.
Yeah.
You have to provide the service of the...
Like a ferry.
We can even cut that part off at the end, but it's a business idea. We can keep it between us. Yeah, but no, I'm so excited for Nameless, because you guys are a young group of runners and leaders, and you're encouraging everyone. And the reputation that you guys have earned is because of your passion. Yeah. And because of who you are. So it's just really exciting to meet you guys, because I hang out with a lot of the Miami run scene stuff. Yeah. And my coworker and some other people told me about you guys, and I looked you up, and I was like, there's so much going on out there that if we don't pay attention, you just got to get active in your community. You don't have to be a serious runner. You can just go out. Some people want to walk their dog for a mile or two.
Exactly. We have a lot of dogs out at Nameless too.
Yeah, we got a couple dogs.
Some nameless dogs.
Yeah.
So the Nameless movement, it could be called, instead of the Nameless Run Club. But I love Nameless Run Club too.
We're talking about Nameless Social, Nameless Club, Nameless Run.
We think about just probably dropping club, to be honest. We don't know yet. We'll see.
It's good to have the Run Club on there, as we said, but eventually it can be even bigger, like the Nameless Enterprises or something.
We were thinking about like just Nameless Run, because it could be like Nameless Run festivals, this, that. Just like different ideas. It just rolls off the tongue.
One word, Nameless. Yeah.
That could work too. Yeah.
But we're super excited to have you come out to one of the runs, and just want to like leave I guess you with some advice, some general advice.
Yeah, give me some advice for my
coming to
first
the
run.
runs. Like, one, like give everybody a chance. Like I've met some incredible people at Run Club
Yes.
that I probably would never have met anyways, but maybe wouldn't have given the time of day outside of Run Club. And I make sure to put in extra effort to want to make sure everyone's comfortable, but also just to get to know like our community. We always ask for feedback, all that stuff, and I've just met some incredibly talented and just people that have taught me a lot, giving me a lot of ideas, and some great friends that I've made. And one approach that you can do is just go up to someone and be like, hey, you want to run together today? And you just run together. And when you're doing something that's harder than talking to somebody, you'll start talking to them. Like the run itself is physically more demanding
to get your mind off
than you know, going up to somebody and talking to them. So throughout the run, you'll just start naturally talking.
Yeah, ask how many miles you're going to run today.
Really cool.
Which group
Literally
you
just
gonna
go
join?
up, hey, what's your pace today?
Yeah.
I haven't seen you around, like whatever. Like the icebreakers are there. Like it's part of the event.
Of course.
And, you know, come
just
grab
ask how many
us.
miles you're planning on running, and just ask as many people as you can. Because sometimes you'll find the group, oh, I only want to run 2 or 3 today. Okay, I'm going to go with this group.
I always ask and check into. I'm like, how many miles you planning to run today?
Exactly.
And I get
come
that.
check with us, and we'll do the
set
hard work.
up the groups.
Yeah, I plan it in my
you're
head.
from Delray.
Well, you
they're
have
from
it,
Delray.
though, yeah.
Boom.
There you
friends.
go. Exactly.
So that's
Nice.
something that Stefan has put a lot of time into. So
Very cool.
And then even like just introducing them to the pace leaders as well.
Yeah.
So the pace leaders really help. Like
You
with
do that at the beginning of the club?
Yep, exactly.
awesome.
And then and then people that don't like really get it, like if I don't check in a specific person or I see someone like against the wall like by themselves, I offer them a water or energy drink, whatever we have to offer, and then just ask them about themselves, and then again just pick their brain and just go from there.
What are you all about? What type of...
Exactly.
You know, like when we would go to like high school and we would all like start every year with like some form of like introduction to the class, because after you like be uncomfortable for a minute and speak, everything after that seems effortless. Like you are more inclined to participate and speak
Once
in
you do an
class.
icebreaker.
There's obviously a science behind these dumb icebreakers that we hate, but there's a reason for it. But you can just treat that, you know, it can translate to going to these social scenes and these run clubs where, you know, you just got to get that uncomfortable first time out of the way, and after that it's just going to be a really positive experience.
That's
and
awesome.
That's
You can do that before the run. You can hang out for a little bit. It's not
That's
super
what we're
rushed.
here for, to help out. And, you know, whether it's handing out water, I'll go and I'll ask people, hey, how'd you hear about us? Like, whatever I start the conversation off with.
Yeah.
And, you know, once they get that first word in, it's a lot easier.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And another part too that was actually kind of funny from last week, on Saturday is it was so, I don't know how like it just happened, but like a buddy of mine, you know, I was leading the 2 mile group, and he was just playing like Katy Perry like out loud, and I was like singing with him, and I was like, wait a second, let's do karaoke, because 2 mile group I was like, we need to be conversational pace so everyone stays. And I was like, what's the best way to figure out if someone's gassed out, then them, like, you know, doing a little karaoke line.
Wow.
So we kept it slow enough so we stayed together, and we all had a great time having karaoke for the run. So, like, now,
I've never
like,
done karaoke on the run.
Yeah, exactly.
That sounds fun, yeah.
Run club karaoke, I guess you could say. So I'm
that's
going to
unique.
keep doing it. It's fun. It's awesome. It's cool. And a lot of them, like, bonded, and then someone DM'd me, like, yo, like, that karaoke thing, like, was so fun. Like, I'm definitely coming back for that. I was
And
like,
the next thing you know, you ran 2 miles.
yeah. It was so
It's
much
fun.
easier to run the 2 miles, too.
Yeah.
I had to keep tracking, like, picking up my phone to see because I would, like, lose track. I'm like, oh, my God, it's already a mile. Like, we have to turn around.
We always say, worst case scenario, you ran a 5K. Like, absolute worst case scenario.
Yeah.
You go to the bar, you're down $200, and you have a hangover. At least if you come to Run Club, like, you're getting a workout in.
You're gonna
like,
trick yourself into
absolute
it.
worst case scenario. Best case scenario, might meet a partner for life. Who knows?
Yeah. Wow. Very cool. The Nameless Run Club. I'm going to check it out tomorrow, guys, and I'll put in some video to show you guys what they're all about, and check them out on Instagram. This has been really fun having you guys. We'll do
It
something.
did fly by.
Yeah.
It really flew by. You were right about that.
Yeah.
But thank you so much for your
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
And
Thanks for
having us.
excited for the tour right now.
Yeah. All right,
do
so
it.
guys, with Drew and Stefan, thank you again from Nameless Run Club.
Thank you.
Check them out on Instagram, guys, and
Peace,
on
baby.
their website, and on the Sweat Pals app.
Yes, sir.
All right, guys. See you later.
Sounds good.
What's up, Nameless Run Club? Let's make some noise!
Bring it in, bring it in, bring it in, bring it in, bring it in.
Bring it in. All right, one more round. Let's make some noise, baby. We're here. Let's go! If you don't know me already, my name is Stefan. This is my co-founder, Drew, and I'm going to let him take it from here.
What up, Fort Lauderdale? How we doing, guys? One more time. Make some noise. We're about to run. Let's go. Yes,
guys. Thank you guys so much for coming out. We have so many amazing people out here. We just want to thank you guys one more time. We're starting some really cool sponsors on Sunday. We're going to have some really cool stuff out at the runs, drinks, snacks, goodies. Shout out to Jack Rabbit for coming out. Coolest app on the platform since Flappy Bird. You know what we're talking about. Shout out Battle Cancer for sponsoring the run today. They got a great run in Miami August 2nd. It's a race and it's supporting cancer. And real quick, if you're interested in becoming a Nameless Run ambassador, we got some really cool opportunities. You get some merch, get some discounts, there's some paid opportunities. The last thing, take some videos, post us on your story, tag us. We got a 2-mile run around Tarpon River. Follow the person in front of you. Don't get hit by a car, and I'll see you guys when you get back. Have fun. Let's go. One more time. All right, get started. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Running with Nameless Run Club on Thursday, Fort Lauderdale.
Here we go. Good job. Good job. Good job.
This is going on Nameless.